a game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right, it's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it. Okay, and I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here. Okay, you put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey. Okay, your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin probably, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey y'all. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl BondyBlue. I'm back. Y'all, I have a flight to catch in a few hours, so I wanted to come to y'all with the bullshit, okay? But before I get into that, I want to thank everybody who has already purchased tickets to Women of Candor. It's my live show that I am doing this week, July 21st, 7 p.m. Central Time in Dallas, Texas. Okay, it is going to be at the, what is it, it's a comedy club. I don't know why I be spacing on the name, the 4 something. Somebody gonna put it down somewhere. But either way, if you go to the website, womenofcandor.eventbrite.com, you can just go ahead and get you some tickets. I don't know if they sold out yet or not. But either way, you guys, I am looking forward to seeing everybody that's going to come through. I'm just looking forward to it. I'm excited. Okay. I'm super duper excited. And a little nervous. So we're going to get through this live, girl, because I've got to get to the airport. So yes, let's go ahead. Hi, girl. Hi. Oh, nope, not that one. Hold up. Let me go ahead and get the right one. There we go. All right. These bitches. All right. Hey, girl. Hey. Listen, Linda. What y'all gonna do if Malaysia not there? Is the question. Like, what y'all gonna do if Malaysia not there? What's the story gonna be if Malaysia isn't there? Because it's not even that. I don't think that, like, I think Malaysia's lying. I think everything Malaysia says she has no idea about, Malaysia knows. However, what else y'all gonna do? What else y'all gonna give? They only got a couple of episodes left. Now we about to deal with British and her court case all at the last hour, girl. At the last hour, girl. All right, then let's get into the notes, girl. Hold up. Let me wipe my glasses up. Thank you, sir. Come in here. Come, Juvie. He like, I'm not coming. Come, Juvie. No, bring your bone with you. He coming, but he went drop the bone off first. Yeah. So dog is adorable. I hate to leave him. Okay. Hate to leave him, girl. But he'll be fine. All right, y'all. So Malaysia and Jackie go shopping. Okay, she had to pray and go to church after the fights with the girls because, Malaysia is just always here with it now. She doesn't want to fight with anybody. She's thrown tables before, but that's not where she's at with it right now. So, like, everything's really soft and, like, just demure, So she went to church and talked to her pastor. She had to go and talk to the pastor, girl. And that's fine. That's fine. She'll go talk to the pastor, girl. But I just kind of at some point feel like, I don't know. Because it's like, let me go talk to the Lord, but I'm a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to go and rely on Jesus. After I finished lying and playing in everybody's faces, I had to go and check in with the Lord after that. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, it's giving bullshit. It absolutely is giving bullshit. And another thing, sir, sir, go sit down. Why are you sniffing? Go sit down. You're sniffing and shit. Was it Pastor Mace? I don't know, but I am interested to find out who it was. What pastor are you going to, girl? Because was it Shawnee's pastor? Was it the pastor boyfriend or fiance? I'm about to know he a husband. They got married, huh? Girl, not accidentally landing in a Bondi live on the day off. Child, that's too funny. What's going on, Big Ego? I'm happy to see everybody. I know y'all gonna be playback crew, playback crew down because I ain't tell y'all because I ain't know. I had to go get my nails done. So I didn't know what time I was gonna be done. I didn't know what the day was gonna look like. Bondi, this is part 1 of the season. They're doing the black ink thing where they split it up. It'll be gone for a month. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. What? All right, come on. Come on. Say hey to the people. Y'all say hey to Juve. Hey, Juvie. Okay, listen. Yeah, it's the kimono. Thank you. Girl, I love a little wrap, a little kimono, a little something just to throw on because I be cold for no reason, but then I be hot. But anyway, y'all. So yeah, Malaysia had to pray about it, girl, after she finished playing in everybody's faces. Malaysia says, I don't ever need to be around those girls again. If that's what they're going to do, I don't ever need to be around those girls again. And I'm just kind of like, then how you gonna get your check? How you gonna get your check, Malaysia, if you don't be around the girls again? At the same time, we got Jen and Angel talking about it at the same time. And Jen just kind of feels like, listen, okay, Malaysia is just always bringing around weird ass people at this point. And I'm like, y'all really sitting up here acting like Zell, being on the show. I was about to call him Zell the monster. Shout out to Roxanne. Y'all really gonna sit up here and act like Zell being on the show is a big deal? Like he really came on the show for beef, when really at the end of the day, he's an old thirsty for Vh1 reality TV showtime. Like, nigga, like, why? I mean, I guess that's the point, right? Like, why would you bring somebody on our platform to eat off our platform when they be trying to play with us? And I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it so much. But at the same time, y'all do the same thing. Like, Jen, how many like random places have you popped up on, bitch? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Jen has popped up many a place where, she wasn't exactly wanted or accepted well, but she still was there, girl, with her head in the high, in the sky, like her head held up high in the sky, shoulders back, probably with a ponytail, and was just like, I'm Jen, I'm here. I really don't care. The bitch doesn't want me to be here because I'm going to be here anyway. So, like, y'all give off that vibe. Another thing that's annoying to me is y'all still getting mad about the women who y'all men fuck around with. Like, I understand that they're Arians of the world. You know what I'm saying? And those Arian bitches, I totally understand y'all feeling like that about the Arian bitches. Like, bitch, how dare you? Like, you're acting like I did something to you. You're fucking my husband. Like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? How dare you? The audaciousness, the entitlement, bitch. You're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get it, But I feel like a lot of y'all just be mad in general. Y'all just be mad in general, like Brandy talking about don't bring no, you better not ever. Girl, we don't have enough time or energy to be searching hoes, whole facts to find Jason on there. Like, he's probably on there. Like, just assume that anybody you don't know personally has probably fucked your nigga because he's fucked 341 plus women. So just assume. Just assume. You should just go around assuming that your husband has fucked most of the women that live in the area in which y'all live when he was fucking all them women. If it's Texas and Los Angeles, bitch, they're about 341 plus women across 2 states that this nigga might have. And let's not even talk about when he was actually playing ball. So I just kind of feel like, why are you still mad about that if you're going to be with him? If being with somebody loyal that doesn't share their dick with other people matters so much to you, and I'm not saying that it shouldn't, I'm just saying that if it does, then let it matter all the time. And not just when you want people to feel sorry for you or when you want to invoke some type of sympathy. You want the nigga to act like he's nice Because a lot of time, like why women end up staying with men that cheat so often is because those men don't have good personalities. Those men aren't cool like those women claim that they are. Those men are assholes, especially once they get full of themselves. So usually the only time you can get the version of your nigga that you really, really like is when he's sorry about cheating on you. When he's sorry about, especially when he got money, when he's sorry for cheating on you and he's love bombing you and showering you with gifts and making you feel like you the main girl, you love that shit. You eat that shit up. So don't sit up there now and like try to do all this pump faking to these hoes that's making your position possible. Like at the end of the day. Okay, him having all of them other hoes is making your position possible. Like it is what it is. And that's because that's him. That's who he is. He needs you to be the one at home making him feel secure while he's out in the street. And listen, if y'all are in a relationship where that's not a bother for you, then fine. But don't be on national television letting everybody know that as soon as you meet a bitch that Jason fuck with, it's a problem. When Jason and fuck 341 plus women to his own admission. Get it together. That's all. That's all. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Stop stressing yourself out. Stop making yourself upset. You know what I'm saying? You're making yourself upset with this. You know? So y'all, Brooke has an event at her brother's house. You're trying to find a way to get comfortable and you so big now. It's hard, huh? It's hard. I know. You want to go lay on a bed or what? I'll put you on the bed, you're going to jump down? Yeah, I'm going to leave him right here for a little while. Okay, so Brooke has an event at her brother's house, right? And British feels like she wants a moment to give Malaysia a chance to explain herself, even though she don't feel like she got beef with her. I'm like, British, nobody has to explain anything to you. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I don't, like, you say you don't like me like that. We not friends like that, girl. What the fuck am I explaining anything to you for? And to me, honestly, it's not even that Malaysia isn't funny style. It's just that you care entirely too much. Is how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? It's caring way too much as far as I'm concerned. It's caring way too much too. It is. Angel in Malaysia don't show up because Angel needs to not be put in volatile situations this close to her due date. Thank you very much. There's an Ashley there to perform a sound bath, but she's not the Ashley that everybody was upset about. You know, the one that was at the bowling alley with the children in her thoughtwear. I'm not upset. I'll probably have on thoughtwear when I have my kids too. It'll just be workout thoughtwear. You know what I'm saying? It'll be moisture wicking. What else? The women talk about Malaysia bringing messy people around. Brooke is happy for the group that they have there present at that time, which is everybody but Malaysia and Angel, I believe. I think Duffy and all of them were there. I didn't really see a lot of Duffy, which made me feel like maybe Duffy wasn't there, but I can't remember. But I do remember seeing, you know, Brandy, of course, Brooke, Jen, Jackie. I know. It's so hard to get as comfortable as you'd like to get when you're this big. I know. Brandy adores Jackie for being there for Malaysia while she can't. Brandy, like, I get it. I totally understand, like, where you're coming from. But a part of me wishes that you would straight up emotionally detach from Malaysia, because something about it seems obsessive, even though what you're saying is very sweet. You know what I'm saying? That you're glad that she has somebody because you feel like she needs somebody. But it also feels like shade while you're saying it. Like, I'm glad you could be there for a girl because she needs somebody in her life, because you know she ain't got her shit together. And you know, if she would just treat me right, I would be there for her, but I can't be there for her. So I'm glad you there for her, girl. It's like, just let it go. If she not your friend, if you don't see it for her, if y'all ain't clicking like y'all used to, wish her well and let it go. But this over like emotionalness towards her, even though you're feigning indifference, it's just, I want y'all to stop being fake. That's all. I just want y'all to stop being fake. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Just stop being fake. If you're a lesbian, be a lesbian. I'm just playing. I don't think Brandy's a lesbian. I don't. The girls meet up, everybody but Brooke, you know, and Malaysia and Angel. And Jackie has a horror film coming up and wants to travel for research, so she invites all the women to come. And Rockstar and Angel have a conversation about her going on that trip, and she feels like it's just too much for this point in her pregnancy. I just think it's annoying that every time there's an opportunity for her to go somewhere, she has to ask this man who she met like a few years ago his opinion on what she's supposed to do as a grown-ass woman. And I just kind of feel like, yeah, I can tell you what I'm gonna do, but I don't know, y'all. I'm just at a different point in my life. It just might be, my trauma response to be like, no, I'm not doing any of this bullshit. I'm not asking you shit because you don't ask her shit. I'm sure whenever he's getting ready to go somewhere, he just tells her he's going somewhere. And not that that's a problem. But at the end of the day, like, she shouldn't be in the bed, like, basically gauging this nigga's response to see what her response should be about where she should be going at like 30 something years old with 2 kids after spending a lot of her time like by herself or with other people. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, he's not your dad. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It almost makes me wonder, did Angel have a father in the household? Because like a lot of the times I feel like for me, because I had a father that was all in my shit all the time, I don't want no man that I'm in a relationship with feeling like he about to take that position. No, that nigga died in 2009. I don't have a father figure. I don't need one at this point. I had one at the time that it was important for me to have one, and now the man is gone. So guess what? I see him in spirit. I see him in my dreams, baby. That's the only time a nigga that's my father figure, my daddy, you know what I'm saying? Like, gonna tell me what to do or affect, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like, that's not, no, that role is gone. Okay? That role in my life passed away, baby. Ain't no daddy in my life like that. So, my husband, yes, I will give my husband reverence and respect because that's what I choose to do. But the idea that women who don't have husbands should be checking in with niggas is just weird. And I'm going to just go ahead and tell y'all now that I understand that. I didn't understand that when I was young. Please hear me. I did not understand that that's not what you should do when I was younger. But for her to be the same age, if not older than me, with all of these accomplishments, with all of this shit that makes her a powerful source all on her own, for her to have to go to this nigga, and she's doing it. She's doing it because she wants a man so badly. It's the idea that I have to have a man in order for me to feel valuable. So I'm going to diminish myself and I'm going to act like I'm actually being controlled. I'm going to act like I'm actually being controlled by a man when I know good and goddamn well I was just making all my decisions for myself before I met him. But now I need to ask this nigga if I can go out of town. Weird. I'm gonna let it go. Y'all, it would be different if she had been with Rockstar since she was a young girl or something like that. Because you can understand the feeling that I need to check in with a person constantly. But for her to be somebody that has spent like a lot of her life not really being, you ain't been married to nobody like that, in order for you to feel like you need to be explaining yourself to every nigga that you have a long-term relationship with. It's just no. Every nigga steps in as some type of father figure, and that's just weird. British tells the producers that she's been indicted and she has a warrant out for her arrest. Child, I said, that's so sad, British. That's so sad. And I can't wait to find out, like, from her point of view, what it's all about. But we know it's fraud. You know what I'm saying? You one of the girls that made their bag off scamming and fraud shit. We know. A lot of the people make their money off scamming and fraud shit. It's just that in a country of America, they'll make some scamming and fraud shit legal, and they'll make other scamming and fraud shit illegal. So when the whole vibe is scamming and fraud, everybody wants to get upset like it's fucked up. But the truth of the matter is, that's what America does. Like, y'all scam and fraud the fuck out of everybody. Financial systems, insurance companies, the whole idea of the country that we live in as far as its moral code and what it's built off of and all of this shit. Y'all don't even know what y'all be talking about half the time. And y'all be like political figures and shit talking about, this country is for God. No. You're so confused about there's an actual like article that you guys wrote talking about separation of state. Of church and state. Y'all talked about that. Y'all wrote it, like y'all made it a part of the Constitution, and then y'all just totally ignore it. But when it's time for y'all to, get y'all guns and make sure that certain people are getting all of their kickbacks and allowed to do whatever the fuck they want to do, now you want to, throw the Constitution and the right to bear arms in everybody's face. It's very convenient. I know I went off on a tangent there, but understand me when I feel like I ain't really like fucking over British that hard with this shit, because like I said, this whole system is a scam essentially. But I do feel like if you're going to be a woman on Basketball Wives, if you're going to be a woman sleeping around, having a baby with a nigga with $1 million, there is no reason why your money should ever be from a flaw place. Like, there's no reason for you not to make your money legit when you literally have access to legit wealth. To me, that's stupid. And let me explain. It could not be stupid for white people. It could not be stupid for people who have the color of protection, for them to get lesser sentences, for them to get away with other shit. But as a black woman walking around with a basketball player, basically being, you know, a cliche, not disrespectfully, but you're a certain cliche, bitch. And you on national television scamming people, like, don't be a public figure and thinking you're gonna be able to get away. Like, especially when you black. Like, I don't know where y'all get this from. You're so sleepy, I know. I'm gonna go let you lay down though. Can you go lay down on the rug? Can you go lay down for me? Go lay down. Go lay down. I don't want to smell like dog all day. Now I'm gonna change my clothes before I go to the airport, nigga. Ugh, I love you though. Go lay down. Okay. So Jen goes on a date with Jaylani. They talk about like family, children, their future, what they might want. He talks about having a close relationship with his mother. Jen still thinks that's a good sign. Listen, there are things that we thought when we were younger, like a man having a good relationship with his mother meant that he was going to be respectful and you know, treat a woman like he had heart for her, have empathy and sympathy for a woman, because a lot of men lack that. And the only reason y'all really care about a woman is when you're able to get something from her. Nothing that you do for her is from a place of, I love you, so I just want you to have an easier situation. So however I can help, I just want that to be easier for you. Y'all don't love from that place. So anything y'all do for women is a tool to make you look better to her so you can get more of what you want from her. So when she's talking about, oh, he has a good relationship with his mother, that means something. No, girl, not anymore. That doesn't mean anything. Niggas will have great relationships with their moms and still treat women like shit. Do you know why? Because they know they have to respect their mother, because they'll always need her for something. But essentially, they will still have things that they resent her for, things they don't even know that they're upset about her, you know, about with her. Like, personally, like, just found out, bitch, you had some issues you needed to resolve with your mom. Me and my mom have a great relationship. Had no idea I needed to do that. Needed to do it. Okay? Still needed to do it. So at the end of the day, men who don't even have that type of connection, you know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually with their mother in the way that I am a woman. So like, y'all know what they say. Like, I felt like me and my mom connect on a whole nother level. So it's not even men. I'm going to just say, period. If you don't connect with your parent the way I connected with my mom on all of these different levels, not even just as her child, but like as a woman, as a spiritual person, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me and my mom have like a weird kind of, you don't have to speak type of connection. You know what I'm saying? So for me, not understanding I still had an issue there somewhere, surprising. But guess what? I'm always open to new information, bitch. Y'all need to be open to new information. These niggas are not good to you just because they have good relationships with their moms. That's not why. That's not why, y'all. That's a front. A lot of times they can do everything for their mom, and that will still cause issue in y'all relationship, because you will realize their relationship with their mom might be an unhealthy relationship, because a lot of women have unhealthy relationships with their sons because they like to raise their sons to be the men that they wish the fathers were. There's a level of detachment that needs to happen at some point, and people aren't doing it. So that's not a good enough thing for me, Jen. You know, step into 2022 with it. You know what I'm saying? That's real 1997. Come forward with us. That's real 2002. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at, for instance, we used to think that, but look at all of the fuck niggas on reality TV and they mamas that be right up behind them. Oh, Jim Jones has a great relationship with his mom. Does that mean his relationship with old girl has been, with Chrissy, has been what it should have been? Or did she go through a lot of disrespect and heartbreak and all kinds of shit with that nigga because secretly he resents Nancy because Nancy probably wasn't what he needed her to be when he was young. And now Nancy want overparent and shit as an adult because you wasn't doing what you were supposed to be doing when he was a child. Like, it's just, people be doing the most. Thank you, Makai, for the super chat. The problem is people let greed take over these need, just like in the coldest winter ever, having materialistic motives will be your downfall. All the time. Okay. Thank you so much. I don't know whether it went through twice or I'm just seeing it twice. I don't know, but thank you. You are greatly appreciated. Okay. So she says she wants to get married, but she doesn't want to get married again, so she wants to make sure it's right this time around, which I totally understand. But I do want to say this to Jen. If you didn't learn anything about being married the first time, and this is what I want a lot of women to just take from me and understand why I'm saying this. Like, I am married. I love my husband. I grew up in a household with two married people. My mom loved my dad and took care of him to the day that he died. Okay. Which is why my perspective is not just now, not just 40, 50, 60, but also once you get to the end of your life. So understand something. You could want a husband. You could want to be somebody's wife. But at a certain point in your life, just being happy and being around people you feel supported and loved by should be enough. I don't know if I feel like Jen is still in a place where you can have children naturally and all of those things. So the conversation sometimes I feel like is fantastical. Do you really think you and Jaylani are going to get together and then be together forever? Or do you feel like you and Jaylani might have a really good run for about a good 5 years? And then you'll get tired, and then, or he'll get tired, something will happen, and then y'all will part ways and you'll move on to the next relationship. And that's being graceful. That's being graceful, because some relationships don't last past 6 months to a year and a half. So if you do have a long-term relationship with somebody and it goes well for a certain amount of time, and then you get to a point where y'all just, it's not doing what it needs to do. You don't feel like it's something you could fix. Maybe you're too different. Shit just don't feel the same. Whatever. Things happen, right? But you're married to the nigga now. So I feel like once women have already done the marriage thing, once you've already been somebody's wife, there should never be this energy that, oh my God, if I don't get married, I'm missing out on something. Once you've already done it. Because as a woman, you could literally, like, she already taking care of herself. As a woman, you could literally mac out for the rest of your fucking life if you felt like it. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean don't have a partner, but that means do not tie yourself down to men who you know can be fickle, especially if it doesn't help you in the long term. So if the nigga don't have enough money for when y'all get that divorce for you to leave with a nice little bit of change on the back end, what you getting married for? For what? Just so you could be like, oh, I'm a wife. It's fantastical. It makes it seem as if there's something so different about being a wife versus just being a grown-ass woman in a relationship with a man. Like, it's just my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that she shouldn't want marriage, because she should if that's what she wants. But I'm saying the way they're having the conversation is making me feel like at this point in life, Jen, you really should be just trying to enjoy him for as long as you can enjoy him. And if y'all get to a certain point where it's like, damn, we about 2-3 years in, you feel like you want to go anywhere? And he's like, no. And you feel like you don't want to go anywhere? Then yeah, okay. If that's something that y'all both want, then get married. But the idea of this automatically dating to get married at that age after already being somebody's wife, I don't think that's, I wouldn't do it. I'm gonna say like that. She can do what she want to do. I hope she get whatever she want in life. I don't, y'all know. Like, please have whatever you want in life. But as a woman, I just feel like we should start thinking about things differently so we're not always getting disappointed. Because I think a lot of how we feel is, about relationships and happily ever after is on some fanatical fairy tale shit. Because even if you do have a husband and you stay with him until he dies, you still gonna, like my mom, have at least another good 20 years of your life? Okay? 20, 30 years of your life after your husband dies. And my mom says all the time, I don't want another husband. I'll have friends. I'll have a nice little partner here and there. But I don't want to be somebody's all the time everything. And that's because she made, somebody her main ingredient, the way she was taught to do, being submissive, being soft, being what men want. You know what I'm saying? And that's no problem, because my mama was the type of woman that would get a man that was going to take care of her. So her submissiveness was, met with what it's supposed to be met with: provision and stability and safety. Like that's what her submission got her, and that's what it's supposed to get you. But at this age, at like 60 plus, nobody wants to do that. People just want to live and enjoy their life, or whatever that looks like, and they don't want to have to be in, in this subservient mindset about everything they do. But that's only if you've done it already. You know what I'm saying? If you've gotten married already, if you've been in a long-term relationship already, at some point it really should just be about the enjoyment and not about needing for it to paint a picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's coming across clearly, but I just feel like I need to say that. So anyway, Duffy and Brooke go shopping for the trip, and Brooke talks to her husband about starting IVF. He seems indifferent. Brooke is on bullshit. Everything Brooke does on this show this season is going to make me think it's only for the show and it's not genuine. Are you really trying to go through IVF again when it didn't work the last time, and you have 3 adult children, and you and this man, really only been together for a year plus, like maybe 2 years or so? They ain't even been together that long. But on top of that, he don't even seem like he want to do that. Why do you want to put your body through IVF for that? Like, why? You're almost 40 years old. Why do you want to put your body through that just so you can have a child with a nigga that, from what I understand, you're not even with right now? Girl, fake. Okay. And then they find out that British is in jail when they were on their way to go to this trip. And then everybody kind of had the conversation, well, should we still go? I'm like, what in the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? If y'all don't go y'all ass on this trip and stop playing with me. British knew she was about to catch a case. She could have told us that. She had a phone call with her lawyer. She could have told us that, girl. Anyway, thanks, D. I appreciate it. Yes, y'all, safe trip. Before I leave, I'm going to take my vitamins and some more Mucinex, girl, because when I tell you, y'all, I know I did what everybody did. I stopped wearing masks. And today I went into the nail shop. I was the first person in the nail shop. So I was really thinking I was going to go in and get seated so I wouldn't, really have to be around nobody. And the people that's in the nail shop always have masks on, right? So I just wasn't thinking, it's hot as fuck outside, y'all. That's nothing. It's hot as fuck in New Orleans. Like, nobody wants to walk around with a mask on all day because it's so hot. So it makes it hard to breathe sometimes when it's so humid, and then you have something on top of your face, right? So I really just kind of got out of the habit a little bit, except for when I'm going in places like Walmart and, places that are really packed. I'm going to put a mask on usually, okay? Girl, we went to the nail shop to get my nails done, girl. The third, fourth lady that comes in, I don't know why she felt the need to talk to me, ask me questions, girl. I was kind of like, I just woke up. I'm not talking to nobody. Why are you talking to me? But whatever, fine. I'm not rude. But, sometimes you just kind of be like, I don't feel like being bothered. And people always want to encroach on you not wanting to be bothered, but you don't want to be rude. Whatever. Like, you asking me questions like I work here. I don't work here, ma'am. Ask the man that's standing behind the counter right there about what the time frame is. I don't know. Okay? Because we were all waiting. Because they opened at 9:30, but the door was open before, so I went in first. And I feel like all them people were sitting outside waiting in their cars, and when they saw me go in, then everybody wanted to come in after me. But either way, this lady sat next to me and sneezed and coughed, and every couple of minutes. And when I tell y'all, it made my nerves so bad. And the only reason I didn't put a mask on is because I was kind of like, it's already happened. If it didn't happen, it's already happened. She's already done the most in this space with me. So I'm not going to make myself uncomfortable. Because see, when you put mask on and you don't have full control of your hands and shit, that shit is very bothersome to me. I'm not going to lie. Like, when I be at the nail shop and I got a mask on, like, but you have to give somebody your hands and shit. Like, it's something about it just irks my spirit. So yeah, y'all, I was like, you know what? We're gonna get better about that again. But I gotta take my, I gotta take my Mucinex. I gotta take my vitamins. I'm mad I don't have no more fucking NutriBursts. I need to order some. You know what I'm saying? People can say what they want to, but I feel like, how is selling multivitamins in liquid form a scam? Somebody tell me. Like, I ain't asking y'all to come sell for me. I just asking y'all to buy if y'all like sea moss, if y'all like, NutriBurst is good. I don't care what nobody talking about. Like at the beginning of the pandemic, I was on that NutriBurst and that CMOS like almost every day. And for the entire year of 2020, I did not get sick. So, you know, and then when I finally like kind of fell off with buying it, just out of, you know, shit happening, I fell off with buying it and then got sick. So, like, you know, people can hear what they want to hear, but I just don't care. Thank you, Tess. I appreciate you for the super chat and for the safe travel. That's why I haven't stopped selling it, because I'm like, but I like the product. So how am I not being real with y'all? Like, it sells, love. It sells. Okay. They got a whole bunch of other shit, you know, going on, but I'm just like, girl, look, I still need my CMOS and my NutriBurst. Like, I need to. I'm gonna order some shit when I come back. But you know, girl, whatever. Whatever. Okay. Why y'all think I'm not gonna wear one at the airport? Do y'all like people aren't like, I don't know what everybody's on, but like you have to wear masks at the airport, don't you? Everywhere I have traveled, I have not seen one person at the airport without a mask on. I would never go in the airport without a mask on. That is a hub. That is a hub. That is where 5 million people descend from all over the world every day. You think I'm going to be in that motherfucker without a mask on? Please, y'all. Come on. I said the nail shop. Okay. I said the nail shop. Y'all, I go to Target. I don't even shop at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the shit on anybody, but there's way less people in Target. Like the AC is running in Target. You know what I'm saying? But I understand. But like, girl, you think I'm about to be out here in the airport without a mask? Girl, no. Girl, no. We wear the mask the entire travel on the plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, and that's another thing. Masks break me out. That's another thing. And if y'all have noticed, ever since I started wearing them all the time, my skin has been fantastic. Hold up. Y'all asking me about what was to talk about with Jackie. I feel like ain't nothing really happened with Jackie yet. Let me go back right quick. Okay. So the only thing about it with Jackie is I feel like there's something going on with Doug. But see, next episode where she takes them out of town and she has the witches come out. Now she told them I'm doing a horror film, so I'm doing research. And then she brings the witch ladies out and Brandy and them lose their shit. And then Brooke tries to take over the trip. And I was just kind of like, why do y'all always have to offend people? And what annoys me about it is, as a Black woman, I am totally lost at the fact that y'all don't understand that Christianity is not the only religion that Black people have. We were given it out of force. Like a lot of what we did beforehand, especially people who are from West Africa, like a lot of the people who live here in this country, whether you want to, y'all want to argue about, oh, we was already here. Even if you was already here, a lot of people that came to the Americas before they were the Americas actually came from Africa years before and settled here. So you could still, in essence, be from West Africa mixed in with the indigenous people that may have been here. But let's not forget about the fact that at one point, all of the continents were together and that there were earthquakes that separated the tectonic plates. Okay? So essentially, everybody came from Africa. Motherfucking cradle of civilization. They tell y'all that all the time. Red rocks. Yay, yay. Okay? So it's annoying for me as Black people for us not to understand that, yes, if you want to be Christian, that is great for you. But you do understand, historically, we were forced to accept that religion so that we would submit to a white God. And that usually people, before slavery, your God looked like you. In every other nationality, every other ethnicity of people, their God looked like them so that they could recognize the God within themselves, so that they could want to be their higher self, so that they could want to be the best version of themselves at all times, which keeps them from doing petty and low level and low lying, low vibrational shit. So when you have a religion that makes you think somebody other than yourself is a God, literally your oppressor is your God, that's history, baby. And if you want to live like that, I don't begrudge y'all. I really don't, because I understand. I really feel like people put the power in Jesus. Black people specifically put the power in the Black church, whatever that church looks like. Black people, we don't realize the power is within us, and then we put that power into those entities, those beings. That's why gods have changed over the millennia, because it's always been about what the people put their power into, because the power of it all is inside people. That's why they say you are made in God's image, not just because God created you and you look like him. No, but also because you have the power of a God, because you, in fact, are your own universe. So whatever your religion is, back in the day before white people started forcing shit on us, okay? Before that, we had a different set of understanding. And I just want us to understand that Black people are not a monolith when it comes to spirituality. So if you are Christian, that's fine. Somebody being a witch, somebody practicing Hindu, somebody practicing paganism, whatever you want to call it, does not make that person evil. Now, if somebody says I worship the devil, then yeah, please run in the opposite direction, even though there's a conversation that can be had about that as well. But ultimately, it is so precarious to me for Black women specifically, Black people specifically, with all of their, you know what I'm saying, little things that they do and believe in and all of that type of shit, to be so close-minded, so disrespectful, and just so closed up to things that used to be innate to people who look like you and are still innate to people who look like you. If y'all are always trying to find this connection where everybody Black, like y'all like to do, they also understand that everything that isn't Christianity is not the devil. So the way Brandy ran off from Jackie and what she was trying to do, that shit annoyed me in the motherfucking trailer. And then for Brooke to do the I'ma be the big bad bitch and I'm taking over the trip because you bringing witches around us. Bitch, this is research for a horror movie. What part of that did y'all miss about Jackie's initial announcement? What part didn't you understand? Jackie is not asking you to be a part of, like, and that's another thing y'all fail to understand about, like, African spirituality. Nothing can happen to you when it comes to spirituality that you don't invite. I don't know where y'all get that from. Nobody is out here being possessed by spirits because they was around some bitches with some crystals and some candles. Like, yes, it is a reflection of self-hate, honestly. And you don't understand it. And it just it's triggering for me. As someone that grew up in a Catholic church that very much, you know, taught us that it was okay to seek out our African spirituality because it is who we are as people. I just grew up in a church with that mindset, but I also grew up in a Catholic church. But to understand the way other people like view spirituality and religion and all of the things, like, it's just like, y'all really be like, bitch, what year are we in? Y'all know there are TikTok videos there. You can Google some of this shit and find out that a lot of the things, the tools that are used by women who consider themselves to be witches are shit that was used in the Bible. They talked about stones, crystals, incense, frankincense, and myrrh. Gold is a fucking stone. Diamonds are stones. Like, how are those representations of stones any different from the crystals that people use that are supposed to, like, direct their intentions when they meditate or whenever they need a certain energy? It's to keep the mental in that space. It is a mental tool. It doesn't have power without the power that you put into it. Because other than that, it's just a rock on the street. Like, hello. Oh my God. But, you know, that's what I felt about the portion of the shit that I saw. We're going to get into Jackie because I feel like something going on with Jackie and Doug. But child, conversations for another episode. Christians do rituals without even knowing it. Like, that doesn't... But see, I'm going to tell you what it is, though. And this is what I've noticed. I could be wrong. But I grew up in a Catholic church, but I also went to a Methodist church that was right across the street. To me, Methodist and Baptist churches are a lot alike. And what y'all don't have that Catholic churches have outside of, you know, white people and money, which, you know, if you go to different sectors, there are white people that have Baptist and Methodist churches. But in our area, most of those churches that are Methodist and Baptist are usually black churches, and Catholic churches might be more mixed and white. Okay, or Lutheran is more white mixed. Okay, but outside of that, okay, child, I hate when I'm trying to hit a point and I go off kilter. I got off kilter that quick. But yeah, like it's all rituals. Oh yes, Catholics and Lutherans. And y'all do know that the Lutheran religion is the religion in which the Baptist Methodist religions come from, right? So it was Catholicism first. Then the Protestant thing happened because John Luther, okay, didn't want to pay for forgiveness of sins anymore. The Catholic Church will make people pay for the forgiveness of sins, okay? And so eventually some people was like, bitch, I can't afford this. Keep paying for the sins I do every Saturday night. They figured out it was a scam. And so they broke off into the Protestant churches. The first was the Lutheran church, because John Luther was the person that was like, I'm not doing this shit with y'all no more. Okay? And then took all of those people, and that's how you got the Protestant and the Catholicism. But at the end of the day, I don't know why y'all think that Catholics and Protestants, Methodists, Baptists, those people, I don't know why y'all think y'all believe different things. Y'all don't. The only difference besides the money that is infused into the Catholic Church versus how those Protestant churches have to fend for themselves, because they don't have that, they don't have the Vatican and the Pope and that whole, institution. They don't have that institution, okay? They have more money, and so their traditions and their rituals are spot on, because it's like a franchise. Catholicism is like a franchise. So a lot of what we do in ritual is the same. So there's a lot of ritual, okay, over and over. That's why I don't see a lot of other religions that different, because it's all about ritual. What I do notice is when I go to Methodist churches, even though y'all have a ritual, y'all shit is loose. Y'all don't, Baptist too. Y'all don't have time slots that is supposed to be the exact same like every time. Even though like we'll come to y'all with a good sermon, okay? They'll be screaming in the sermon at my church, Catholic or not. They're gonna have some good black music that Kirk Franklin and them had put out last year. That the choir people then came and put together. You know what I'm saying? So it's still gonna have that feel, but the everyday doing the same type of prayer, doing the same, taking of the body of Christ, the way we pass it out, the ritual is just consistently the same. And that is because the church, the Catholic Church, is a franchise in essence. It's an institution versus Protestant churches that have to figure out their own shit, and they go from whoever the head of that church is. And a lot of times with black people, and that's no disrespect, y'all do not keep the same time clock and the same rituals over and over again. Not saying that you're supposed to, but it's the difference. Okay? I know, I just have to give y'all the education right quick, because I be thinking that people understand things just because I know it, but then I forget. No. I forget, y'all don't be knowing like that. Let's see. Henry the VIII, only reason for separating the Catholic Church, other forms of Christianity, was solely so he could get a divorce from his wife. There's no difference on all forms of Christianity. It's not. It's really, really not. Taking the communion on first. Y'all do it on first Sunday. Catholics do it every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like a lot of these religions that people hold so true to and all of that, and y'all just need Jesus and da 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 da. I don't have an issue with that, but a lot of that is scary to me, because I feel like in that is a blind eye. I mean, you can't see clearly when you're in that, and you think you can, but to me, like, shout out to Windsor from Love and Marriage DC, because I feel like she's the perfect example of how being so devout in Christianity can sometimes lead you to walking around with blinders on. And it puts you at a disadvantage, if you ask me. You know what I mean? So y'all, let's move on to Unfaithful, because like I said, I cannot be here all day. My mama is going to be here to come get me in like an hour. So I got to get into it, girl. So Tracy and McKinley. So let me explain. I do not have pictures for all of the couples for this shit, because I did not have time, and YouTube TV has made it so that I can no longer take screenshots like I used to. So now I'm not going to have the couples, y'all. So we either going to fuck with Unfaithful without seeing the couples, or we not. I'll try to do the best depictions I can for y'all. Okay. So Tracy and McKinley, right? So Tracy is brown skin, in shape, beautiful, baddie, corporate world, real good lace front, real good skin, walking around in furrows. Her shit is together. Okay. Then you got McKinley. McKinley looks older than her. I don't know what the age difference was. I don't remember if I heard or if they said, but he's in the music industry. He's an artist. She said when she met him, she fell in love. They moved fast. Okay. The vibe was good. The picture was perfect. He was creating the perfect picture. See what I'm talking about? This perfect picture that y'all be on, right? So she's Nigerian, but he hasn't met her parents. So when she says she's Nigerian, y'all know that means I'm into my education. I'm about my business. I'm not about being with somebody that's not going to take care of me. Those types of things. You know what I'm saying? Like Nigerian women are going to expect a certain level of education and things of this nature from their man. Hold on, y'all. Okay, child, that was my mama. I was like, yeah, I'll be ready when you get here. Okay, so like I said, Tracy, corporate, beautiful, brown skin, Nigerian, body, baddie, education, smart, intellect. You're not gonna play with me like that. I come from a nice family, nigga. My parents still together. You know what I'm saying? Those types of things. All right. And then you got McKinley, who to me seems like a nigga that's too old to be trying to be an artist. But I'm not gonna begrudge him, because if that's how you make your paper and you're successful, even on whatever level you're on, I'm not mad at you, okay? Because I ain't no real big YouTuber, but a bitch be like, oh, all right, then I'm okay where I'm at. I don't need to be over there. I'm good. I do not need a million of y'all to know where I'm at all times. I don't. But I would like a few more 100,000. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I'm gonna just put that on out there. I could really stop at about 200,000-300,000. I could be good at that point. You know what I'm saying? But you never know what's in the cards, girl. So I'm not gonna block any blessings. But yes, y'all understand what I'm saying. He could be, making music for other people, a writer, somebody that, does a lot of good raps on records, and then they sell it to people who are the stars, who actually will put the songs out, but they got the whole rap and everything from somebody else, just like they do with R&B music. You'll have I just heard about Toni Braxton doing a song, one of her songs for Babyface. She was the girl who used to do the vocals on the track, and they were supposed to get that record to Anita Baker, and Anita Baker was like, no, you should let the girl who sang the track, you should let her do the song. And that's how Toni Braxton, eventually came out. So to me, it sounds like he may do that type of thing too, just based off what he was saying. But either way, it's just given. Really, we still in the studio? Okay. The life of an artist in the studio means I'm going to be disrespectful. I'm going to be a hoe. I'm going to be drinking. I'm going to be doing drugs. I'm going to have skeezy ass girls around all the time. And I'm going to expect you to deal with it and then support me through all of it, because it's my passion. That's what it's given. But either way, she says he had never told her no. And then all of a sudden he started ignoring phone calls, and she pulled up, but she didn't really get no evidence because everybody acted like they acted fine, once it was all said and done. But she said she got pregnant and had a miscarriage. She lost 2 twin babies. And it was so terrible, honestly, because she was carrying the picture of the sonogram. She was carrying that around with her. And I was just like, that's heartbreaking. She said it gave her strength. And Tammy, who's had 3 miscarriages, understands and, was able to comfort her. And I feel like this is the part of the show that makes Tammy different from cheaters, is that Tammy is coming at this from the standpoint of a woman that has been through it. And so she understands the niggas and she understands the women and how to be sensitive to them in these moments. And I appreciate that, because I feel like that is never was given on cheaters. Even with Peter's ass being a cheater, whenever he's on the show, people often get into fights with him because he's so antagonistic. So there's a, what I'm saying? So there's a difference between unfaithful and cheaters, just so we're clear. All right. So y'all, once they have a woman come and sit down with Tammy and tell her that she wants her man followed, then Tammy will get her her PI, her private investigator, to follow the man around until we get evidence. Right? You follow the man around, you present the cheating evidence. Once you get it to the woman, she cries, and then we decide whether we're going to confront the girl or we're going to confront them both together. So they get proof, they present it, and then Tracy rolls up on McKinley's lover, Casey. And she says they have been dating for 4 years, which we eventually find out was a lie. They weren't dating for 4 years. They'd only been dating for about less than 2 years. He had been with Tracy longer, but he made this girl, he made Casey wanted to crack Tracy's face. Tracy walks up to her, tall, statuesque, beautiful, without a waist trainer. The girl was coming out of the gym with her waist trainer on, and she still had like her titties falling out of her top. It's like, girl, what were you in the gym doing? What were you in the gym doing? Because to me, it looks like whatever you were working out in, you came out of the gym with that on. So were you working out in the gym with your titties not like safe in, safely placed somewhere? Because as somebody with big titties that works out, I'm just kind of like, girl, if your titties are falling out just from you being outside and finagling with your bag, I just kind of was like, girl, what was you in the gym doing? Playing or trying to fuck somebody? What was going on? I don't know. But I feel like these niggas will be with women who have high self-esteem. They'll be with the women that they really, really like. And when I say that, I feel like they don't really have full capacity to love like that because of the way they treat these women, essentially. But they may, I could be wrong, child. I don't know. Maybe McKinley more than the next guy. But either way, it just kind of made me feel like they always go for a lesser bitch to make them feel better about themselves, i.e. Martell, Ariane, Melody. Like, that's what it's given. Both episodes that we about to talk about, right? So when Tracy rolls up on Casey, she act like she doesn't care. Well, I'm sure it's a lie, but I'm gonna ask my man, because girl, we about to get engaged. We've been together for 4 years. Okay, that's my man. I don't believe nothing you're talking about. Okay, but so she had an attitude, and Tracy was pissed because Tracy like, bitch, I'm the main girl, and you got the audacity to be coming at me like I have a reason to come and try to lie to you. Like, girl, what? Okay, she was like, well, I'm about to go to the studio, so I'm gonna just ask my nigga when I get to the studio. And she was like, she had mad like angsty energy. So Tracy was like, all right, with your sloppy ass. And Casey tried to run up on her, which let me know that that's why as soon as she saw her, she started fixing with herself and stuff, because she was already intimidated by Tracy when Tracy walked up because of the way Tracy looks. Like, Tracy is in the gym already, bitch. Tracy went to the gym early this morning before she pulled up on you at the gym, bitch. Okay? You could tell by her muscle tone in her arms that Tracy works out. And Tracy was trying to keep it cute with her fur on, girl. She really was, until Casey ran up. And they ain't show us, but what I saw from Tracy at the end of the episode when she ran up on McKinley, I said, oh no, you got spared in this moment. Because when she ran up, Tracy was like, you need to get everything about you together before you could ever step to me. And when she said that, I was like, damn, that was a read if I ever seen it. Because in essence, you do give, I wish I was the type of woman that he's really trying to be with, which is the woman that got her shit together, that takes care of herself, that has boundaries. The entitlement that McKinley talks about, it's what he respects. Girl, it's hilarious. These niggas is confusing. They be sitting up there acting like women are the one. Men always act like women don't know what they want. We're so confusing. No, nigga, y'all are confusing. Y'all are confusing. Y'all can never just call a thing a thing. And whenever y'all have a woman that's y'all preference, so to speak, you still going to find a woman lesser than her to hurt her with. It's very weird. So once the fighting happened, Tammy and the therapist, Kevin, I don't know if he's a therapist, but he's a relationship expert, whatever. But he's the one that, kind of talks sense to people. And you need a man to talk sense to these women, because when another woman is talking to them, they don't listen. So having a nice looking man that can say, hey girl, hey, I'm a man and I'm telling you, this nigga's on bullshit. Okay. So when they finally get a chance to talk, Tracy asked Casey what's her status. And Casey was about to run up again. And I was like, she's not asking if you have an STD, even though that would be a good question. She's asking, what's the status of y'all's relationship? I feel like Tracy meant it both ways to piss her off. But either way, girl, she said, oh, we about to get engaged. I said, there's no such thing as I'm about to get engaged. You either engaged or you're not. There's no about to. Almost does not count. So Casey goes to the studio and plays it cool. And McKinley talking about how much he loved her and how she need to come back. I don't know what any of that meant, but you could see him in the studio with his drink in his cup, whispering in her ear, rubbing on her body, being an old creep ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Being a creep in the studio. So Tracy walks in and the same thing is asked every time. Who am I to you? Who am I to you? Okay, I'm like, somebody cue Michelle Negiego. Okay. Cause y'all might as well get that lady her check how much y'all reference her song. Anyway, so Casey says, well, listen, I'ma just keep it a buck. We have sex without a condom. So when she said that, Tracy, knowing that she had sex without a condom with McKinley, boop, 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 like y'all. I'm gonna tell you how I know. She took her jacket off so fast before he could even respond. I saw his head going. I said, "Oh yeah, Tracy trying to be different than what she used to be like." Because Tracy hit that pop pop. She took that jacket off and hit that pop pop so quick. And that was a nice size fur coat. That wasn't no fur coat that you just, but the way she slipped that shit off and pop pop. And then the look on Casey's face, who was sitting right next to McKinley, was like, oh shit. But then she gonna hop up like, what's she on? Cause what is gonna be, girl, no, don't do all of that pump faking and acting like your fucking ass tough right now. Cause when she pop, this nigga sitting next to you, the look on your face showed you was glad she didn't do that to you earlier. Okay? Stop it right now. So Tammy talks to McKinley alone. And he explains that Tracy is stuck up when he goes out with his friends. When they go to the club, she don't want to hit the blunt. But Casey wants to hit the blunt. You know, she want to be, in a club. She just want to have fun. So here's what happens. Y'all want to be with the women that don't live their life like that. But then you want to go out, you want to blame her for it, and then go out and find that and like act like, oh, I can just have the best of both worlds. Just be in an open relationship if that's what you want. Just know you can't have that with Tracy. You can have that with this little young girl, Casey. She sounds like she down for whatever, as long as you telling her what she need to do. Sad. She'll grow out of it at some point, I hope. But I was just kind of like, McKinley, you know who she is. Why are you mad at her for being who she is? Why is she supposed to be different for you and your whack ass homeboys? That lady got a corporate job. Like, what did they piss test her? Like, ain't nobody putting they lifestyle in jeopardy so that they can seem cool to your lame ass friends. Like, boy, bye. Okay? Like, that's so weird to me for your woman to be a certain caliber of woman and for you to know that that's beneficial for you, but for you to then turn around and blame her for your inadequacies, talking about she's stuck up and her education gives her a sense of entitlement. No, her education doesn't give her a sense of entitlement. Her education gives her a sense of education. Y'all don't like when women aren't stupid. So you're going to make her education seem like it equals to entitlement. What does that look like? What does that entitlement look like to you? What is she asking of you that makes you feel like it's entitlement? Because to me, the lady just seemed like she had boundaries and expectations. And when you did not feel those boundaries and expectations, you're going to have a problem. I was looking at her like, girl, why are you crying over this nigga? First of all, he's not that attractive. And let me tell y'all something. The way men dress women down, meaning if a woman is not the right skin tone, if she don't have the right facial features, the right body type, if she don't have the right hair texture, y'all gonna talk about them women like a dog and say you just not attracted to them and talk about how they are 5 and all of that. So on this social media, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you niggas when you ugly. And know that it don't matter. Know that it don't matter because women don't care about stuff like that. You got swag, you can fuck, you got money, you can be as ugly as motherfucking Notorious B.I.G. and girls will still wipe their pussy on your nigga forehead. It is absolutely nothing for a nigga to be ugly. So understand, when I feel like you niggas is dogs and y'all playing in these girls' faces, meaning that these girls are completely out of your league, but somehow you've convinced this woman that should be trying to get somebody better than you for what she's coming to the table with. For the way she shows up, she should have somebody better than you. But she's mind warped into thinking that you're the bee's knees for some reason. So she's going to sit up here and diminish herself for you. And that's why I don't like the fact that he brought up her education, like, oh, her education gives her a sense of entitlement. No, you want her to be a stupid bitch so you can run all over her. That's what you want her to be. You want her to not be smart. You want her to not have her shit together because then it'll make it easier for you to get over on her the way you get over on a little young chick that obviously don't have shit. Oh, y'all funny. Y'all funny style like a motherfucker. Anyway, so what else happened? What else happened? He's talking about he pay all her bills and shit. Like, nigga, so? And that's another thing. Don't y'all, I love a mind shooper. Amon Super, y'all know Tiana Taylor husband. I saw Amon Super on TikTok on somebody's interview, and that man, because some girl was talking about how you living in that man's house and you not paying no bills. Girl, I ain't moving in no nigga house so I can pay bills. What you talking about? Now, if we got a house together, that's different. But I'm not moving into an established rich man's house so I can pay bills. That sounds stupid. I'm gonna have my own shit. I'm gonna make sure my separate bank account is full and has whatever it needs, and that if ever I need to go and get a new place, I can go and put a deposit down immediately, and I don't have to worry about a fucking thing. I can put my shit in storage, U-Haul, and be on my way, nigga. I'm going to take a vacation, and when I come back, I'll get a new place. Fuck you. Like that's the space I feel like the girl should be in when they go and live with some rich nigga or some nigga. Period. But the idea that a woman is supposed to be paying bills just because she living with a man, Amon said, no, girl. Amon said, let me stop you right there, baby. No. Amon shoot with tall, fine ass. Shout out to Tiana Taylor, girl. Don't ever catch me nowhere out in real life, Tiana and mine. Okay? Don't ever catch me nowhere out in real life. But yes. Amon said, girl, no. I'm a nigga with money. That's not what I want a woman for. I don't want you to come and live with me so you can pay bills. That's not what I want for you. I got that. That's me. We good. I don't need that from you. Now, if you want to have your own thing on the side, I'm going to support you and I'm going to cheer you on. I'm going to clap hands for you. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to find a woman and moving her into my house so she can help me pay bills. Sign the nigga with money. That's what Amon Super said, so to speak. And for me, I feel like that means that anytime these niggas is out here fucking over their girl, like fucking over their wives and their baby mamas, being stingy about the ends, only wanting to bring one of the kids McDonald's, child, whatever y'all be going through, is because you was with a broke nigga or a nigga that has a broke nigga mentality. To me, any nigga out there that's being stingy with money should not ever be presenting himself to have something. You're a broke nigga and just take that. Swallow it. If you are out here pretending to have a lot, meaning you buying sports cars and you out here flossing in front of everybody, but you can't pay what needs to be paid for the mother of your child and your kids, you can't do what needs to be done with them without being stingy. You stingy with the people that are most connected to you. But when it comes to being frivolous with your ends, you out here trying to showcase something to everybody that's not true. Because if you had it like that, don't be stingy with the people that depend on you. Because a lot of you niggas do that. And then act like you got some money. Nigga, if you stingy with the people who depend on you, you ain't got no money. Now argue with somebody that ain't got no money, because you ain't about to argue with me about it. Because Amon Super and a whole bunch of other men who have money would never expect their woman to come into the household and pay bills. For what? So don't pump fake. Don't pretend you got it like that. And then when you want your woman to come in and pay half the bills and do this halfness shit with you, also understand that half of the responsibility in a household is your responsibility. Half of the responsibility with the children is your responsibility. And not all on her just because she so happens to have the vagina. No. Duties and money equal up. Okay? So if I pay half the bills, that means half the duties are my responsibility. Half of. Not all. Not most of. Okay, y'all gotta get it together, girl. Y'all gotta get it together. These men, girl, they be having y'all thinking that y'all be asking for too much when really it's like, no, nigga, you just don't have it, and you want the woman to feel like she fucked up for wanting it, and then wanting to go find somebody that's gonna give it to her. Y'all make women feel like they all fucked up out here when they'll leave somebody and they ain't got nothing, that's stingy, to go and be with somebody that gives them freely, and then y'all gonna act like, oh, you fucking up. No, I'm not. I'm going where I feel most cared for, nigga, and I don't feel cared for here. Peace out. Okay. Talking about she would beat him down about things and all the bills was paid. Don't ever bring up you paying no fucking bills. Don't you have to pay bills where you live? Then what you bringing up paying bills for? Living in a patriarchy, expecting a woman to come to your house, fuck you, suck you, clean up and wash clothes and shit. But then got the audacity to be up here like, but I'm paying bills. Okay, what's your point? Ain't that what you're supposed to do? So they bring them together, and he running his mouth about how she never changes for him. Any of the things he asked for her to change, she don't change. I'm like, whenever they say stuff like that, I don't know why Tammy. She like, now see why you ain't tell me that. And it's like, girl, I don't even know why you giving these niggas a listening ear. Anything they complaining about usually is bullshit because they don't complain until after they've been caught doing something fucked up. They didn't complain the whole time. That's why she confused. That's why she needed somebody to come and tell her what the fuck was going on. Because you didn't tell her. So they agreed that they're gonna stay together and work on a relationship, especially after the therapist, the guy Kev explains to McKinley about how she's grieving from losing y'all babies, and now she find out that you out here, cheating on her, and then acting like you're trying to leave her after she lost y'all 2 babies. Like you don't see the pain that she's in. And this is what I talk about: niggas that don't have no empathy or no sympathy for their woman. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Why does another person that don't even know your woman got to explain to you that she is hurting right now because she lost both of y'all babies, the family which she wanted to build with you, and then you left her. So you made her feel like she couldn't even come back and fix it and get pregnant again because now you're gone. But you needed a whole nother man to explain that to you. And that's because you don't naturally have the empathy or the sympathy that you should have for a woman that you so-called say you love. But they agreed to work on a relationship. He had to give Casey some clarity, of course. She's hurt. She said she want to beat both of their asses, but she can't, so she's gonna let it go. McKinley was sitting next to her. So when she said she wanted to beat both of their asses, he got up and moved to the sofa where Tracy was. And so, because he was like, he had to tell her that they wasn't going to be together. And she was like, so no engagement? I'm like, girl, why are you still talking about being married to him? And that's what I'm talking about, fantasy. You want to be married. You want to be put on a pedestal so fucking bad that it don't even matter that this nigga ain't worth being on. It ain't worth being on his pedestal. His pedestal is low to the ground and rusted. But you want to be on it anyway. Because at least somebody put me on a pedestal. This woman then came out of no fucking where and basically told you that you was a side chick and you didn't even know it, and you still sitting up here talking about so no engagement with the bitch sitting across from you. Why do you want to be married to a nigga who you just found out has been cheating on you for the whole relationship? Why do you still want to marry somebody like that? Girl, please dissect that. Dissect why you still want to be married to somebody who's going to spend the rest of the relationship cheating on you. Oh, you know why? So you can always be, oh, he cheated. Oh, I'm so sad. He got to make it right. Where my gifts at? Girl, I guess. Y'all exhaust me. But Tracy, the thing that I liked about Tracy is I feel like Tracy was not one of those women that because they man has chosen them in front of another girl, it makes them feel better. Tracy actually was even more pissed off. Like Tracy was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. She was disgusted. And when the girl left, she was like, you can go sit back over there since she gone now. But then 3 months later, they went to therapy. They working it out. They taking things a day at a time. She thinks she's going to introduce him to her parents. I said, and I hope when you introduce them to your parents, they look at him and they look at you and they tell you, you done lost your damn mind. You done lost your damn mind, Tracy. Listen, I understand loving people through their mistakes because nobody's perfect and we're all on this earth just figuring our shit out. Sleeping around with other people may not always be a deal breaker for everybody. Trust me, I get it. But I also feel like women, or not just women, but people, period, sometimes when these types of issues are already going on, why are you telling yourself that it's going to change? Like this type of disrespect, girl, you hurt. Being this hurt by somebody before you even marry them. Like, please wait until I've been your wife for a few years before you break my heart. Okay. Hold on, what you saying, girl? What you saying? I'm slowly unlearning that my boyfriend get mad when I hint at paying anything. No. But I'm gonna tell you like this. Don't be, they were on divorce court, Bondi. You lying. When they was on divorce court. Cheating isn't a mistake, it's a choice. It is a choice, but your choices can be mistakes. Y'all really be out here like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like essentially, this, you're correct. If you don't want to be with somebody that cheats, please don't be taking it as a mistake. But what I do mean is, I think it's unrealistic for people to think somebody can be like in a monogamous relationship with no sex for a long term, like years and years and years. Like, I'm gonna just tell you, I think it's unrealistic for people to be together 30, 20, 10 years and think that at no point in that relationship somebody might step out. And I call it a mistake because I feel like there are points in relationships where you get really comfortable and your situation is cemented. So you go out into the world and things seem all exciting and shit. Okay? And shit at home is kind of drab, because being in love and being in a long-term relationship is not always exciting. Because a lot of times what you really need from that person is that day-to-day shit, that dependency shit. And that's not always romantic. That's not always, hot and titillating and all of that. So people go outside of their relationships to regain that if they've lost that in the relationship. So that's why I say that you can call it a mistake and a choice, yes, but a mistake nonetheless, because it's a choice from an understanding that you don't have yet. So I understand forgiving somebody for those types of things, but the rationale, the reason why they tell you that they do it, blaming her for why he did it, that to me is more problematic than what he did. And I believe at one point with Tammy, she said, Naima and David, that's the next couple we're about to get into, and I'm about to run them down to y'all real quick. But with Naima and David, she said Naima doesn't care yet why he did it. And that's the thing. When somebody cheat on you, you should want to know why, and you should want to understand why from a real place. Like, not why, what did I do wrong? What am I not doing? What am I not being? No, like, why did this happen? Were you bored? Do you not want to be in a relationship anymore? Do you have some type of childhood issue that means you can't be monogamous and you just don't know it because you want me to be monogamous? Like, what's the real reason behind it? And a lot of people don't do that. Oh, he's a dog ass nigga. He doing whatever he want to do. But I'm telling nigga right now, if he don't do what I want him to do, then I'm leaving. But you ain't going nowhere yet. So why she still do it? He's just gonna find a way to get better at doing it. Hello, Martell. Tried. But the woman was feeling, Melody said she was feeling that he wasn't going to change, that he was just trying to figure out a better way to do it. And it was because he was constantly still blaming her, constantly still making her the fault for why he had done what he done. It was a lack of accountability. You can't change if there's no accountability. And to me, nothing that nigga said during their sit down made me feel like he was going to take the blame all on himself. No, it had to be about her in some respect. So I felt like their relationship shouldn't have stayed together anyway, but that's what they wanted to do. So let's go ahead. Y'all like the video up. There's 700 of y'all in here, and then we're going to move on to the last couple because I only have like 30 minutes. Okay, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into I love you too, lyric. Let's get into Naima and David, just in case he's watching me, because he may be. But anyway, hold up. Get your ass up and hurry up. Okay. Naima and David. So let me go ahead and break it down to y'all. Okay. Are y'all ready for this description? I'm about to give y'all a description. Close your eyes. Imagine it. Okay. So you got Naima. All right. Naima is giving you light skin. And I'm talking about real light skin. Not me. Light skin girl. Okay. Light skin complexion is white, if not for the fact that you could see that she black. Okay. Freckles. She got a full blonde wig on. Application is on par. You know what I'm saying? Nice body, cute girl. Definitely can be seen as the light-skinned girl preference. You know what I'm saying? Probably had a lot of boyfriends growing up. Know she that girl. Keep her body together. Keep her weave laid. You know what I'm saying? Make sure her son look good when they out in public. But she looking for a nigga to save her. That's what it felt like. Whatever she got going on, it don't matter. She looking for a nigga to save her. I'm going to tell you why she looking for a nigga to save her. Because 3 months into her relationship with David, she decides to move in with him with her son, her 9-year-old son, because he was doing the things that a father does. Girl, I can't. David is a grown-ass man that not only bleaches his beard, and I do understand that there are a lot of eclectic men out there that love to do things like bleach their beards, whatever they want to do. I don't begrudge you. But what I do notice is that when men do too much to adorn themselves, they are self-absorbed, greedy, entitled little bitches. Okay. And that is the vibe that David gave. David is literally walking around with the crown on his head at all times. Naima said that he even wears that crown when they have sex. Somehow, with his tight sequined jacket on that he may have gotten from, I don't know, maybe a Morris Day in a Time garage sale. I don't know, because it don't look like it fit that well, but I'm gonna just go ahead and leave him alone. He had no, like, wearing no shirts, wearing large fur. Like, it's giving pimp. It's giving pimp. It's giving 2022 pimp. He's walking around with a cane. It's giving Magic Don Juan flashy, but in 2022. He literally was walking around, y'all, with a crown on. Like we at Burger King. I said, not a fucking Burger King crown. That's what I thought about. Because, you know, when we were kids, Burger King would give out like those little paper crowns, and you would just be walking around as a kid with your Burger King crown on. And this nigga is walking around with a real metal black crown on, like a motherfucking Burger King kid. I was just like, oh, okay. So we got a crown. You fell for that. She said he gave her butterflies inside. I said, okay. He gave you butterflies, girl. Is that what it was? You sure it wasn't? Never mind. Just check. Make sure. Make sure. So she said he's been there for her son. 3 months into the relationship, she moves in. At some point, things got stale. He moved out, and now he doesn't let her come over often. He didn't move out. I believe their lease ended. And instead of her moving in with him like she thought, he went and got a place without her and then denied her access to the building. And that's because he had moved in with another woman. Okay. And he's going to act like that was cool. But another thing is that when David was talking and David was like, it's crazy to me, like how men that try to assert themselves as kings or powerful or having this type of demanding energy can barely speak clear, correct English. They can barely speak, yet somehow they put themselves on a pedestal of being a king. It makes no sense to me. Like, this nigga could barely form a sentence. He's not the only one. I just finished watching, who was it? Tanya TKO. Tanya TKO did a video on that crazy old man that, he's a right-wing fruit nut or whatever. And an expose just came out about him being secretly gay all these years after he's, been online promoting all of the anti-black, anti-everything but white Christian straight. Y'all know how that goes, right? I forgot that man's name. Something Lee Peterson, something. But either way, it reminded me of him because he can barely speak. This is a man that's making money, has millions of followers across several different platforms, if I understand, from being a weird ass conservative Black man that, yes, Jesse Lee Peterson, that basically just promotes what ignorant ideologies racist white people want him to promote. So he can be a part of their good old boy thing. I don't know what that's about. But either way, I was listening to him speak and I was just like, he can barely articulate his words correctly. Why do you think you're a authority mentally on anything when you can barely get your words out? And that's no disrespect to anybody, because speech impairments aren't always, anything about intellect. But when you make your fucking money and your career off speaking, I'm gonna need for you to be able to do that adequately. And it's amazing to me how many men are put on this certain level and they can barely speak fucking English. Yet if a woman was to get online or have any amount of prestige and wasn't speaking correct English, especially a Black woman, y'all would dog her out. Because y'all did it to Cardi. Y'all talk real bad about Cardi because she speaks broken English, totally negating the fact that it's not her first language. But okay. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay. So back to Naima and David and his crown. He told the concierge not to let her up. And then a video of this girl shaking her ass, twerking in Naima's fur coat surfaced on his social media. So Tammy asked what she had been telling her son since he wasn't in a home and he hadn't been around, since he hasn't been going to his games the way he was before. Now he's only texting and calling from time to time, but he's not showing up in the same capacity he was before. And that's why you're not supposed to let these niggas shoplift the pootie. Shout out to Jerry Maguire. If you've never seen the hit movie Jerry Maguire from the 90s with Tom Cruise, please do yourself a favor, women. Ignore the fact that this movie ends, with a happily ever after. Ignore the happily ever after, because the truth of the matter is a man that wasn't even that interested in a woman put forth a lot of effort with her son. And eventually that forced their relationship. But he did everything through the son. And Cuba Gooding Jr. told him, you shoplifting the pootie. Like, basically, nigga, you're using the kid to get to the woman. It's a fucked up, grimy way to get at a woman and try to invoke her trust. But that's what you did. And the reason why it's fucked up is because now you put yourself in an impressionable 9-year-old boy's life as a father figure. And now, because you want to go and be a pimp to, I'm sorry, some hoe looking girl. And that's no disrespect to her. But the way her weave looked, the way he had her out, at the furniture store. Oh, come and put your, come and lay on top of me on the bed and all of this shit. She barely dressed, her titties falling out everywhere they go. She walking around in the lingerie at the store. They acting like they don't have nobody around them the way they're acting. It definitely gave pimp hoe type of relationship. And then when he said later on what he said, that signified even more for me that this man thinks he's some type of pimp. And whenever he can find a woman with low self-esteem to get into this whole position for him, he's gonna do it. Okay? Because that's what it was given. The PI investigates, and eventually she sees him with a girl with a cheap blonde wig and a red fur coat, bitch. And it was like her hair was, she looked similar to Naima. It was another situation where it's another beautiful girl, but a girl that's a little less in shape, a girl that looked like she got a little less education, a girl that looked like she got a little less, a little less money. If Naima and them grew up from some type of strong self-esteem or something like that, he gonna go find him a girl who thinks she got strong self-esteem but really don't. Because she gonna let him do whatever because he treating her nice. So she gonna let him do whatever he want to do that makes him feel like a big man versus the woman that you didn't disappointed. So now she can't give you that energy because you disappointed her. And you don't want to fix it because that would mean being accountable and having a conversation, and you can barely speak, David. So yeah, we know you don't want to have a conversation because you can't talk. I don't know what I don't know what y'all was doing in like the American school system, but y'all didn't make these niggas stand up and speak in front of class enough. So we see them at the furniture store shopping. Like I said, got her acting like a hoe in public. He has a king complex. She wants to fight the other girl. The therapist says that he's not as invested in the relationship as you are. Like, understand that. She sees the girl as the enemy, but then she puts him in on it too. I'm like, girl, no, it's not just her. It's him as well. You need to be mad at him more than you need to be mad at this girl. So they go to confront David, and Naima's look-alike. Okay, I believe her name was Azria. She's twerking in the lingerie with her titties out, like I told y'all. And Naima walks into the thought store like, who am I to you, nigga? And he lied and, say he was in Miami, but he was really there in Atlanta shaking ass in a thigh store with his little crown and cane with his titties out. I was just like, y'all really be out here. Nigga got all their titties out in that tight ass jacket with a fucking crown on looking like a fool. And you really crying behind him. These beautiful women, capable. And they really be out here hurt feelings, crying, sad over a nigga that is literally walking around like a toddler, like a big ass toddler. Like, you should look at him and see a nigga walking around in a diaper. Like, that's how I look at him. You look like a fool to me. Okay? All of this, extra bullshit so you can make yourself seem like you a big old man. And she's sitting up there crying behind it. I said, girl, not you. This pretty crying over this nigga. And it wasn't even just because she was light complected, y'all. Y'all know I don't do that shit. The girl was just pretty. The other girl was pretty too. They almost look alike. It's just one was a little thinner than the other one. That's another thing that made me feel like, oh, so he's colorist too. I clocked that too, y'all. I was like, oh, he colorist. I don't like him neither. At least the last nigga wasn't colorist. Both of those girls were just different shades of brown. Okay. But the girl says that they've been living together for a couple of months. We already knew. Tammy comes in asking for the truth. The girl is asking, what's up? Naima stoops down. Like, at some point, like, she sits down. Okay, well, let me ask you. Basically, she was standing over him like, nigga, I want answers. And he was like, I can't deal with this type of shit. Like, because of the way they was coming at him. So then she stoops down. Tammy yanked her ass up so fast. Like, bitch, no. He ain't been respecting you. So don't you get on his motherfucking level so you can get the answers you want from him. Then they're going to give you these answers or we're going to have problems. Okay? That was the energy when Tammy yanked her ass up. He said, nah, it's a respect thing. And Tammy was like, but you haven't been respecting her. She asked if he and the girl are together, and he said, she in the building. I said, she's in the building. See, that type of shit, we don't have no conversations because you can't even have a conversation like an adult. You can't even have a conversation like a grown man. You think I'm trying to lay up with you, have a life with you, and you can't even have a real conversation? I am asking you straight up, is this woman living with you? Even though I already know the fucking answer. But I want you to answer and be accountable and just be honest for once. And the nigga is looking around talking about she in the building. That right there would have ended the conversation for me. Naima calls Azria, so you rolling around with this bitch like that. And I'm like, see, Naima, you fucking up. Because that girl ain't got nothing to do with why you mad at this nigga, okay? At some point, I think somebody threw a glass with some, champagne in it, girl. I don't know. But there was a little tussle. And security came and broke it up. And then Tammy was like, put all this shit on pause. Like, everybody calm the fuck down. Tammy says, at the end of the day, David, you've been caught in the act. So now you need to figure out what you're about to say. I'm going to go and talk to Naima. Kev is going to go talk to Azria or flip, whatever the fuck. Tammy went and talk to Azria, and then Kev went and talk to Naima. And you need to figure out what lie you going to tell or what truth you going to tell. You need to just figure out what you're going to say. Who you going to choose, what the situation going to be. I personally feel like those two beautiful women sitting in front of this know nothing, do nothing ass nigga talking about, who you gonna choose. Like, why do you still want him to have a choice? I feel like when a man shows himself to be less than honorable, and what I mean is you now disrespected me and hurt me, and now you're trying to play with me in front of my face by not even taking my pain or my hurt seriously, talking about she in the room. That means that you no longer have a choice in this matter. So sitting there to give him a choice was stupid to me. So Naima goes outside and cries on Kev's shoulder. Shout out to Kevin for being so supportive. Tammy look, Kevin don't fuck none of these women. I'm just saying. Tammy talks to Azria, and he said that he loved her. He said he was tired of Naima. I'm like, at first you was acting like you ain't know about Naima, but now it seems as if you did know about her. Azria says that she can't control him, so he gonna do whatever he gonna do, meaning you put yourself in a position not to expect anything, but you still ended up with your face cracked, which should let you ladies know, stop thinking that just because you don't have expectations of a nigga that you're saving yourself from heartache. You're not. Have your expectations. What protects you from heartache is noticing off rip when somebody is a red flag and dropping their ass before they get a chance to really reel you in. I know it takes a lot of self-discipline when you like somebody, but when somebody show you some shit, try to believe it. Don't let them fuck over you too much. Because a lot of times the shit these niggas do, you saw signs of it, just like Azria saw signs that this nigga wasn't shit when Naima showed up to his apartment and he didn't let her in. You knew something was wrong right then, right? That's why you're saying you knew about her. Because you knew, because she showed up to the apartment. The doorman may not have let her up, but something tells me Naima pitched a fit. So you knew. But you was okay with it, right? Girl, you still ended up with your feelings hurt. Kev tells David he needs to be honest. David comes outside to talk to Naima, talking about, this more of a professional setting. Sir, none of what is going on right now is professional. So for you to say that you were more comfortable coming outside to talk to her because that was more professional setting, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're using the wrong words. And that annoys me too. Like this, I'm acting like I'm a big man, but I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about when I start saying shit up out of my mouth. Like, figure out something about yourself before you step to women with this fucking fake ass bravado. Anyway, he explains that Azria, stop. Yeah, he's just fucking with stuff. He explains that Azria gets the bread and then she break bread with him. And all that touchy-feely stuff is what he do with Naima. But when Azria go shopping, she get him stuff. When she eat, he eat. I said, so you pimping her out? That's what it looked like, y'all. As soon as I saw them together, I said, it looked like he pimping that girl out. And now, what did he say? He basically told her, she gonna make the bread and she give me money. Sound like pimp hoe shit, right? Azria was just filling his void. All of that touchy-feely shit. Girl, he said all that touchy-feely shit. Girl, you got a 9-year-old son that this nigga was showing up for and playing with your son. Like he understood what he needed to be for your son in order for you to feel comfortable with him. And now he's sitting up here talking about all that touchy-feely shit. Oh, so now we're regressed as it pertains to our emotional intelligence. But you had enough emotional intelligence to know how to manipulate her using her son. Child, Tammy sits down with David and Naima, and Tammy goes in on how he affected her son negatively. He says he watched her son for her sake because that's not normally what he does. Okay, so as a grown-ass man, I need you to hear that he said he don't normally take care of children. That means he don't like children. That means he don't love no children. So why would you want to be with a man that has that type of energy towards your child? I'm only doing it for you. I wasn't doing it, I wasn't doing it because that's what I do. Okay, so you're telling me that you're doing something to manipulate me, but not because you're a good person. That's what he just said to you. Listen. Naima and Tammy go in on how, oh yeah, I said that he affected the son negatively. He says he watched her son for her sake. Then he says she verbally abused him, so he removed himself because with a man, he would fight a man, but he don't want to put his hands on a woman, so he left. So here's the thing. You niggas are really going to have to be accountable in some respect. What I mean when I say that is, it does not matter whatever that lady did to you. You could have vocalized that you were unhappy, you didn't want to be with her, and you didn't want to be with her, and that would be that. That's not what you did. You held her on the string and then you moved another bitch into a new apartment. See what I'm saying? So don't sit up here now and tell us about how she was emotionally abusive to you. When at the end of the day, you then went from saying she abused you to saying that, hold up, Kev said that he's been there before and he still communicated clearly that he didn't want to be with the person. And then David's response to that, to not take accountability, was, I lost some feeling because she showed me that I couldn't control her. Juvie! Juvie! I don't know what it is. Juvie! Come here. Yeah, I feel like he's getting into some mischief. I'm sorry. He's getting into some mischief. I'm sorry. I hear things, but I can't see him. Let me hurry up and finish this, y'all. But anyway, so that whole part about him not being able to control her, like, so you stopped feeling affection for this woman because you couldn't control her, because she wasn't easy to control, right? He just told on himself and nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. And then Tammy was like, but you can't control her. Like, you're not supposed to want to control her. The fuck? But that's because y'all give niggas this leeway to, you know what I'm saying, to feel like, yeah, she gonna let me run her. She gonna let me control her. And that's why, like, I don't want to hear submission. I don't want to hear subservient. I don't want to hear none of that shit from nobody. I don't want to hear that shit again. No, I'm not doing it. No, thank you. Y'all can have that. If that's what works for y'all, great. That's what works for you. As a woman, I am no longer going to be like saying that it's something anybody should do. None of that shit. I don't care what y'all talking about. Oh, in the Bible, they say you're supposed to submit to, the husband. Yeah, all that shit. At the end of the day, how it is used and how it is perceived in this society is that women are second-class citizens. So if I can make my own money and take care of myself, why am I going to continue to go throughout life as a woman proving that y'all system is bullshit? And then I'm going to lie to myself and to other people to make this nigga feel comfortable. I'm over that point in my life, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it anymore. It's not healthy to be out here lying to protect the feelings of adult males. They need to have as much honesty and blunt communication as possible. It's annoying to me that when a man talks some real shit to you, you can receive it. But when a woman says some real shit to you, then all of a sudden she's abusing you with her words. Man the fuck up. Man up. But don't tell me, hey, nigga, get from over there. But don't tell me that you lost affection for her because you could not control her and think that anybody's supposed to want to be with you. But the way these women are, they feel like it's their lot in life to find some country ass sweating in a suit jacket with his titties hanging out, wearing a crown ass nigga to make them feel special for 5 minutes so that you can spend the rest of your life trying to prove yourself to somebody that isn't even worthy of you. Girl, good luck with it. I don't know. Good luck. As Rhea comes out and he tells her that he loves Naima, he got her name tattooed on him for a reason. And that's because once Naima and Azria are sitting in front of each other, as much as Naima is responsibility and Azria is fun times and paying for shit, he still sees Naima as the more attractive. She's thinner. She has more Caucasian features. She has freckles. She's more attractive to him. That's why he chose her. It don't have nothing to do with none of that other shit he's talking about. You chose her because she's more attractive. And honestly, I think you were so quick to go and get her name tattooed on you because you knew she was out of your league. So you wanted to hurry up and sew her up and make her feel like, you know, she really was that girl for you because you knew she was out of your league. Niggas do that all the time. They know they greasy with a B cup, you know, just sitting out here with their hairy titties in front of everybody with a Burger King crown on. Like, nigga know they look stupid to somebody, but they gonna act like they don't give a fuck. Talking about he a king. So he should be able to have both of them. Girl, he a king. Why he can't have them both? He says Naima is his queen, so that's who he wants to be with. Eventually, they broke up because she said she couldn't trust him. Girl, you should have known you couldn't trust him when you met him and he had on a Burger King crown. Those are untrustworthy characteristics. Men who over adorn themselves. I'm sorry. In this society, a man that is over adorning himself is a man that is trying to project the image so he can feel some insecurity on the inside. Like, that's what that's about. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. You can talk to whoever you want to talk to, but I can't think of a man that adorns himself excessively like this, with sequin jackets, no shirt, titties out, fur coats, whole looking girls to run behind them, a cane, even though he doesn't need a cane, and a fucking Burger King crown on his head. What are we talking about? You can't trust no nigga walking around like that. Girl, you can't trust no nigga walking around like that. But anyway, you know, that's it, y'all. I think, you know, there's 700 of y'all in here. Make sure y'all like the video. Y'all response with the views and likes lets me know if I should continue reviewing Unfaithful. I'll probably do it anyway because I love Tammy. But yeah, you guys. Well, we'll come back, but I gotta go because I gotta go make sure a little bit and everybody gets what they need and, you know, can come inside before I skedaddle. I appreciate you guys so much. If you are going to be in the show in Dallas on Thursday, can't wait to see you, honey. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I love y'all and be kind to yourself.